The following is a feature presentation of SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network.
Deja vu. The feeling that you've experienced this exact same thing before. And yes, you have, because this is the third time that we here at SVGN are broadcasting a battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. But this time, it means everything. Because if you lose this game, you're not just going to have to deal with the team from the other side of the state laughing at you and saying they're better than you. No, you're out of the playoffs. And with the Ravens having already punched their ticket, I'm sure both of these teams are itching to get their chance to try and beat them and maybe get on to Tecmo Super Bowl 59. Welcome, everybody, to the third of our Divisional Round matchups here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. Hello, everybody. I am your host and broadcaster, Joe. So we have a bit of an interesting, funny little situation here, kind of a funny little coincidence. So, in the AFC, before this game begins, the only teams remaining are the three teams that entered into this season from the AFC North. And meanwhile, in the NFC, before tomorrow's game, and also before the start of today's game, and in the NFC, the only teams that remain are the ones that got in here that weren't from the NFC North. So, how is that for a funny little situation? Speaking of funny little situations, a funny little situation happened last week in the playoff game for the Browns. They won against the Colts pretty handily, I should probably add, by a score of 28-16. And yet, the Colts had more yardage than the Cleveland Browns. How does that happen, you might be wondering? Turnovers. Turnovers at the wrong time absolutely will kill a team, especially if the other team can take advantage of those turnovers. So, that's what kind of happened last week. Cleveland did pretty well off of the turnovers they got against the Colts, but their next opponent, the one they're playing today, is not an easy one. The Cincinnati Bengals, a team who only has one loss this season, and that loss is against the team that won yesterday, the Philadelphia Eagles. So Cleveland has their hands full, and they've got some injuries, so will they be able to withstand up to Cincinnati's might? That is the question. I don't know. We're going to have to find out. The Browns are going to struggle probably, but their defense is pretty good. But this offense from the Browns is just phenomenal. And the Browns not only lead in points scored, they're third in points allowed, and they lead in point differential in the league. So this should be interesting. We'll see how things go. I'm very excited. I hope you're very excited. We're going to see what the top seed in the AFC can do and how well they'll deal with a division rival. Browns and Bengals round 3. This time it means everything. Bengals won the first two matches, but can Cleveland win the third? Will it be third time's the charm for them? We'll see. For now, we're going to take a small break, and when we come back, we'll take you down to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati for the start of today's game. And here we are, Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. The Browns will call heads. It is indeed heads, and they will elect to return the ball. So, Evan McPherson will be kicking it off. And back to return it for the Browns will be Pierre Strong Jr. He's going to take it from about the 8. And breaks the tackle, still going. And down around the 22. Let's take a look at that Cleveland Browns starting offense. Jaemis Winston coming in for Deshaun Watson, who got hurt last week in the game against the Indianapolis Colts. Lining up behind him, he's got Pierre Strong Jr., who will be at the running back position to replace the injured Jerome Ford. Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, and Jerry Jeudy are all healthy, thankfully, for Cleveland. They're the wide receivers that Winston will be throwing to. David Njoku is the tight end, and he'll be lining up on the line alongside Ethan Pokic, Joel Bentonio, Wyatt Teller, Jedrick Wills Jr., and Jack Conklin. Kevin Stefanski, the fifth-year head coach for the Cleveland Browns, and the offensive coordinator is Ken Dorsey. 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Winston going to hand this off to Pierre Strong Jr. He's going to run along the far side, and he gets about 7 on that one. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson, Sheldon Rankins, and B.J. Hill are the defensive linemen. At linebacker positions, you've got Jermaine Pratt, Mike Hilton, Logan Wilson, and Sam Hubbard. Daxton Hill and Cam Taylor-Britt are the corners for the Bengals. And meanwhile, at the safety positions, you've got Geno Stone and Von Bell. Lou Anarumo is the 6th-year defensive coordinator for the Bengals, and special teams coordinator is Darren Simmons, who has been the special teams coordinator for Cincinnati for 22 years now. 2nd and 3 for Cleveland. Winston looking for somebody open, throwing to his right, and it was deep. Looked like Amari Cooper was the only one in the area, but he accidentally almost threw it to a Bengal. Winston going to hand it off to Strong from the 3rd down, and he's got the 1st down, and he's down around the 39. 1st and 10 for Cleveland Browns. Winston in shotgun formation, looking for an open Amari Cooper, who dives for it but can't quite connect with him there. So 2nd and 10 for the Browns. Man in motion in front of Winston, who's in shotgun formation. He's going to try and run forward. Gets it off in time. Amari Cooper's got it. And look at this man go. And he's going to get taken down at the 16. 1st and 10 for Cleveland starts there. Men in motion. Winston handing it off to Strong. And he gets to about the 2 yards back of the line of scrimmage. The 2 games we saw from these two for the SVGN games of the week were actually pretty close ones. So Strong going to get the screen pass there. Gets back to where the set it down started. But Cincinnati did win both of those. So it will be 3rd time's the charm, or 3 strikes, they're out for Cleveland. As Strong only going to get about 4 yards. So they'll go for the Dustin Hopkins 30-yard field goal try. Hopkins' kick on the way is good. So 3-0 Browns. But now comes the Cincinnati Bengals offense. This is where things are going to get interesting, folks. As Chase Brown will be back to return this. And he'll get up to about the 17. Let's take a look at the Cincinnati Bengals starting offense. Joe Burrow, 5th year out of LSU, hoping to lead the Bengals to the Super Bowl for the 2nd time in his career, his very young career. It'll be the 3rd time he goes to the AFC Championship game if he can win today. Lining up behind him, Chase Brown, who you just saw get that kick return. He comes in to replace the injured Zach Moss. Andre Yoshivas, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are the wide receivers for Cincinnati. And meanwhile, Mike Gesicki is the tight end. Gesicki will be lining up on the line alongside Ted Karras, Cordell Volson, Alex Kappa, Orlando Brown Jr., and Trent Brown. Zach Taylor, his 6th year as the Bengals head coach, and the offense coordinator is Dan Pitcher. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Brown will get this toss, and he will get the 1st down and more as he gets taken down around the 24-yard line. Let's take a look at that Cleveland Browns defense. Myles Garrett, the defensive player of the year. He's on the defensive line alongside Dalvin Tomlinson and Shelby Harris. A very scary defensive line. The linebacking core, though, is also just as scary, with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Greg Newsome II, Jordan Hicks, and Zadarius Smith. Martin Emerson Jr. and Denzel Ward are the corners, while the safeties are Juan Thornhill and Grant Delpit. Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator for the Browns, and the special teams coordinator is Ray Ventrone, both in their 2nd year. 1st and 10 Bengals. Burrow in shotgun formation, looking for an open man. Going to his left for Jamar Chase, and Chase is deep downfield. He's got the 1st down at the 34 of the Browns. So 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Burrow looking for an open man, throwing to his right for T. Higgins. He's got this one, and he's got the score. Touchdown, Bengals. And so Cincinnati with a 7-3 lead. You know, assuming the extra point goes through from Evan McPherson. Kick on the way from McPherson is good. 7-3 is your score now. Strong will be back to return this. He'll take it from about the 1, maybe the half. Strong going to get up to the 15, still going. Nope, never mind, he's down at the 18. 1st and 10 for Cleveland, starts on their own 18-yard line then. Winston will hand it off to Strong. He will not get very far. Only gained about 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Men in motion for Cleveland. Strong, Winston, hands off. No play action. Looking and throwing for Amari Cooper. And Cooper's got the first down and more, still going. He's in the Bengals territory. He's still going. Look at Amari Cooper go. 1st and 10 on the 33, it looks like. Winston going to hand this off to Pierre Strong Jr. And he's not going to get too far, only gained about 5. Still pretty good so far for Cleveland. Winston going to play action, rolling to his left, but Logan Wilson there to sack him for the loss of 5. For the loss of 10. 3rd and long now. Winston, play action, rolling to his left. He's got to get this one off for David Njoku. And Njoku not going to get very far. Well, not far enough anyway. So they're going to go with another field goal. This will be a 42-yarder for Justin Hopkins. Kick is on the way, and we now have a 1-point game. 7-6. So Hopkins will kick it off yet again. Chase Brown going to take this from about 2 yards back in his own end zone. Gets up to the 15, it looks like. 1st and 10 for Cleveland. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Man in motion in front of Burrow, who's in shotgun formation. Looking and throwing to his left for Jamar Chase, who dives for it, and he's got it. 1st down. 1st and 10 once again for the Bengals. Man in motion. Burrow looking and throwing, deflected, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Houday. Burrow dropping back, looking and throwing to his left yet again. Jamar Chase, and he's got the 1st down. At about the 30, about the 27. No, it is the 33. Burrow looking, waiting, throwing to Brown on a screen pass. And Chase Brown going to get the 1st down and more as he's down to the 17, 18-yard line. But that's how we're going to end the 1st quarter. 7-6 is your current score right now. Man in motion to Burrow's right. Burrow looking for an open person. Going to try and run forward with it. Avoids it. Oh, never mind. He got sacked by Jordan Hicks. You cannot be cautious. You have to be cautious around this Cleveland Browns defense. You can't be reckless. And certainly not when Myles Garrett's involved. Myles Garrett with another sack on Cincinnati. Another sack on his career. And Burrow taking down yet again Shelby Harris to make it back-to-back sacks for the Browns defense. And they're going to have to go for the field goal. This will be a 46-yard attempt by McPherson, maybe 45. Kick is through, though. 10-6 is the score. But a great stop there by Cleveland's defense to only hold them to 3 points. Strong going to take that from about the 2 up to the 14. 1st and 10 Browns. Men in motion. Handoff to Strong. Breaking tackles. Gained about 4. 2nd and 6. Men in motion. Winston going to hand this one off to Strong. And Strong going to get the 1st down and more. Down around the 29. 1st and 10 Cleveland. Men in motion. Winston going to hand this one off to Strong yet again. And taken down around the 31. Jaemis Winston came into this season not doing all that great for himself, especially after 2 campaigns, and that's why they had problems with him throughout the NFL. Mike Hilton with the interception. Jaemis Winston threw a lot of picks, particularly in that one season in Tampa where he threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. And Jamar Chase says, you want to talk about touchdowns? How about me getting a touchdown from my fellow LSU Tiger? As Joe Burrow gets a touchdown pass on the first play of that drive. Evan McPherson kick on the way, nearly deflected, but it is good. 17-6. And so Pierre Strong Jr. will be back to return. Gotta try and help Cleveland with getting the comeback here. Gets up to the 18, it looks like. So that's where this 1st and 10 will be located. Winston in shotgun formation. Gonna throw a screen pass for Strong Jr. running along the far side. And down around the 28. Maybe the 27. It is the 27. 3rd and 2. Winston. And play action rolling to his left. Gotta get this one off. Looks like he's going for a screen for Strong. Threw it across his body, but it worked. You're not normally supposed to do that. But somehow it worked with Jaemis Winston here, who got to the 43 of the Bengals. 1st and 10. Winston with the handoff to Strong. And he doesn't break the tackle, only gains about 6. 2nd and 4 on the 37, it looks like. Winston running out of time, gets swarmed by Hilton. First he intercepts you, then he takes you down for the sack. For the loss of 11. Winston looking and waiting, throwing to his right for Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Browns! And with that, Cleveland pulls back within 1 score of the Bengals. We got ourselves a good AFC North rivalry here. The battle for Ohio's 3rd round is not gonna be a quiet one, that's for sure. We're gonna have fireworks all day from both teams. Brown going to take this one from the 1-yard line, getting up to the 12 where he breaks a tackle, still going down at the 17. 1st and 10, can Cincinnati score again? That is the question. They can. Will they is the question. Burrow trying to run forward, and Shelby Harris there with the sack. 2nd and 14. Man to the in motion to the right of Burrow. Toss for Brown, running along the near side. Brown keeps on going. 1st down and down around the 30. I don't think he saw that guy. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Toss for Brown yet again, running along the near side. Still going. Brown going to try to get through, but taken down around the 43. 1st and 10. Man in motion in front of Burrow for shotgun formation. Somebody open. Going to his left for Jamar Chase, who can't quite get the ball. Went over his head. 2nd and 10. Toss for Brown. Brown running along the near side, breaking a tackle, still going. Down at the 47 of the Browns. But that's not enough for the 1st down as the Bengals call the 1st time out. 3rd and 1. Burrow gives it to Brown yet again. And Brown gets the 1st down, but doesn't get too much farther. Gets to the 45. And the Bengals called their 2nd timeout of the half. 1:29 to go. I don't think they're quite in Evan McPherson's field goal range. As Burrow gonna try and get this one off to Brown, but it's incomplete. Looks like he was more so just trying to get it out of bounds to avoid getting sacked. 2nd and 10. Burrow, plenty of time. Looks like he's throwing this one over the middle for Andre Yoshibas, who dives for it for the touchdown! And how about that from the Romanian Rocket? Got that one pretty easily. Wide open. No one was even covering him. There was triple coverage on Jamar. That's what you do good when you're Joe Burrow, is you spread it out to your different wide receivers and even to Mike Gesicki at times, even though he hasn't really done anything this game. And it makes the Browns have to really pick and choose who they have to cover. It makes it difficult. Pierre Strong Jr., though, ooh, that is not good. Got taken down at the 10-yard line. So that means that Deontay Foreman is going to have to come in. So 1st and 10, man in motion for somebody in front of Winston. Winston going to take this himself. Look at this man go. That was part of the reason the Buccaneers drafted him out of Florida State with the 1st overall pick about 10 years ago. 1st and 10, Winston in shotgun formation. Man in motion was in front of him yet again. Throw to his left for David Njoku is incomplete. There was black jerseys in that area. You got to be careful there, Jaemis. Jaemis, you don't want to start the bakery yet again, even though you've already given a turnover. But that is going to do it for us in the 1st half of this game. The Bengals lead it 24-13. And fortunately for them, they'll be starting the 2nd half with the ball. We'll see how well they can do with it, and if Cleveland can make a comeback. A reminder to you all that we've got one final game happening next week. This one happening out west, north of where the terrible fires are happening in Los Angeles. This one's happening in San Francisco. We didn't leave our heart there, but we did leave the 49ers waiting to see who they play. They're playing Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons for the final of our Divisional Round matchups here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. So, Brown will be back to return this for Cincinnati and to try and help them extend their lead. Takes this from the goal line, gets up to the 15, and that's where he stopped. 1st and 10. Men in motion all over the place for the Bengals offense. Toss for Brown. Brown going to get the first down at the 25 exactly. Oh no, he's short, they say. Well, the sticks are right there, so they would know. Burrow going to toss this one for Brown yet again. Now he's got the first down and a little bit extra. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Burrow going to toss this one for Brown. And tries to break through, and only gets about 4 yards. Fun fact about the city of Cincinnati. It's technically the birthplace of McDonald's filet of fish. As this throw for Jamar Chase is incomplete. So, nice little trivia fact that you can give to your friends there next time you see them. But if you see Shelby Harris, you better hope he's not coming for you like that. So the Bengals got to punt it on this 4th down. So this will be Ryan Raquel punting at the rookie punter out of BYU. And Moore will take this from about the 22-yard line and down around the 33-yard line. So Deontay Foreman going to run this one himself, but he lost 2 yards on that one, so 2nd and 12. Winston going to hand this one off to Foreman yet again, and this time does not. He gets a little bit better. He got 8 yards on. He got 6 yards on that one. 3rd and 6. Winston with the handoff to Foreman yet again. This time running along the near side. Looks like the Browns and Bengals have the same idea. Run the ball. So that seems to be their strategy coming out of the locker rooms at halftime today. Winston with men in motion. Play action. Rolling to his left. Establish the run. And Winston gets this off just in time for Amari Cooper. And he got it to about the 10 or 11. I feel like the Browns really like Amari Cooper. Can't imagine they'd ever want to get rid of him. Winston handing it off to Foreman. And Foreman going to get to about the 3. So 2nd and 3. Technically a first down can still be gained, so it's not 2nd and goal. Winston with the sack. Getting sacked here by Cam Taylor. 3rd and 14. Men in motion. Winston hands it off to Foreman, getting wrapped up and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So they got to go with the Browns field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt by Hopkins. Kick on the way is up, and it's good. So it's an 8-point game now. Still very much anyone's game, actually. And they will have Chase Brown back to return this yet again from the 3 this time. It's up to the 15, and down around the 17. 1st and 10. Man in motion to Burrow's right. Burrow looking and throwing for that man in motion. It's T. Higgins. And look at this man go! Higgins is into Cleveland territory still. Gets into the red zone and finally taken down around the 15-yard line. What a weapon he has been for Burrow. Burrow getting it off just in time for Brown. And Brown going to get the first down against the Browns. And oh, that is not good at all. Chase Brown is injured now. They already have Zach Moss hurt, so that means they're going to go with Travion Williams for the wide receiver position, for the running back position here. And meanwhile, Charlie Jones is going to be kick and punt returning. As Williams is going to get only about, not much actually. Burrow going to hand this one off to Williams, and Williams going to get the touchdown here. The former Texas A&M Aggie gets a touchdown by running along the near side and extends this lead even further. Just like with the first half, the Browns score a field goal, the Bengals score a touchdown. And this is part of the reason why the Bengals are 15-1. That's going to be Nick Chubb back to return this. Weren't quite 100% sure he was going to be able to take a running back position, but he does a good job with the kick return and getting up to the 31-yard line. Winston going to hand this one off to D'Onta Foreman. And Foreman got the first down and still going, avoiding tackles. Look at him go. Down around the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Men in motion for the Browns offense. Hand off to Foreman, who doesn't get too far. Gained about 2 yards. But still in Cincinnati territory. 2nd and 8. Winston, hand off to Foreman. Foreman running along the far side, Gets through the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Browns. Man in motion in front of Winston. Shotgun formation. Looking, waiting. Gotta find somebody soon. Throwing it to his left for David Njoku, but Njoku can't get his hands on it. Drop the pass. 2nd and 10. Winston in shotgun formation. Looking and firing for Njoku yet again. He's got the first down. Still trying to go forward. Taken down around the 8. So 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. This might be the last. This will be the last play of the third quarter. What am I saying? Might be. Winston rolling to his left. Gonna get this one off for Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Browns! And what a acquisition he was. Traded for the Browns traded for him from Denver. Could you imagine almost getting somebody like this and then just deciding not to? That would be unfortunate. But they have an 8-point game again, and they're going for the onside kick. They need to. They got to. Otherwise, they have to really hope for a defensive stop. Fortunately, not able to recover the onside kick here. 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Burrow throwing over the middle for Yoshivas. And Yoshivas is still going. And he's down around the 23. So Cincinnati really wants to put their foot on the gas right now. Especially against a hated rival like the Browns. Throw to the left for Jamar Chase! Touchdown in the back of the end zone. I don't know, folks. This one might be over. But who knows? Things could always change. We've seen miracles happen before, especially here on SVGN. As that kick goes through, it's good. 38-23. But, 12-point game. That is going to be difficult. Sorry, I apologize. 15-point game. My math was wrong. Is Nick Chubb going to take this from about the 19-yard line? So, Winston in shotgun formation. Looking and throwing, and it's deflected. And that one looked like it was heading to the right for someone like Amari Cooper. But either way, it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Winston going to hand this one off to D'Onta Foreman. And he's not going to get too far. 3rd and 9. Man in motion in front of Winston in shotgun formation. Going to try and throw this one to his left for Jerry Jeudy. And that is nearly intercepted. They got to go for it on 4th and 9. Men in motion for Winston. Winston going to play action. Rolling to his left. Looking and throwing for David Njoku, who's got the first down! This game is not quite over for them. Or at least this drive isn't. But they're down by 3 scores. Winston, play action, rolling to his left. Got to get this one off quickly. Throw for Amari Cooper. Cooper still going. Down in the red zone at the 17. 1st and 10, Cleveland there. Winston hands it off to Foreman, who's running it up the gut. And he only gains about 5 yards. 4:51 to go. They're not getting down the field fast enough. Winston with the play action, rolling to the left. Got to get this one off for D'Onta Foreman. Dives for it, incomplete. Looks like he overthrew him a little bit too much. 3rd and 5. Shotgun formation for Winston. Looking and throwing, deflected, incomplete. 4th and 5. They gotta go for it. A field goal does not really help them. They have to get a touchdown, but Sheldon Rankin says you will get no such thing and like it. And this one I think this is over now. Burrow can just play for pride, throw for Andre Yoshivas. If you didn't think it was over now it is. And Yoshivas down at the 40, and the Cincinnati Bengals, they don't have to go very far. Next week, they're going to be staying home, but not because they got eliminated, but because they're going to be hosting the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be a fun game. Burrow dropping back. Gonna try and throw this one over to the right, but that is deflected and incomplete. Looked like that was going for Mike Gesicki's area. 3rd and 10. Burrow dropping back. Looking, waiting, and throwing to his left for Ja'Marr Chase, but there were some white jerseys in the area. And the Bengals just going to kick a field goal at this point. Sure, why not? Make it an 18-point game. Really drive home the pain, and they will. Evan McPherson's kick is good. 41-23, Bengals extend their lead even further. They know this game is done, but they want to make this pain hurt for their division rivals. Nick Chubb going to take this one up to the 25 and down to the 27. And now he is injured. So, I don't know how much more they can take with pain. But they're going to go with Cedric Tillman for kick returns. Man in motion in front of Winston for shotgun formation. Winston looking and throwing to his left for David Njoku. And he's not going to get too far. Well, he got first down. I guess that is far, but not far enough to score, which they really, really need if they want any hope of a chance of winning. Throw is out of bounds. Had to get it out of bounds, or else that was not going to be looking good for Cleveland. 2nd and 10. Winston in shotgun formation. Looking, waiting, firing over to the right for Elijah Moore. Dives for it, up for it. He doesn't dive for it, he jumped up for it, and he gets the touchdown. So that will at least try to lessen the damage. If the extra point can get through, that'll be an 11-point game. But they need to get it back quickly, score quickly, and then do it again. 41-30. Here's the onside kick, and this one is going into the hands of T. Higgins. And look at Higgins run. Down to the 34 of the Browns. So yeah, we are officially in garbage time, folks. Burrow dropping back. Cleveland's getting through to him. Pass nearly deflected. Oh, it is deflected. That was the entire defense getting through to Joe Burrow there. Looked like. Burrow tosses for Williams, and Williams going to get taken back 6 yards as the Browns call their second time out of the half. 1:06 to go in this game. 3rd and 16. Burrow dropping back. Looking for somebody open. Throwing to his left for Ja'Marr Chase, and that's deflected and incomplete. And the Bengals going to go with another Evan McPherson field goal to make it an even 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points lead. This will be about a 57-yarder, and it's good. 44-30. Really to drive home just how much Cincinnati is winning by this one. Tillman going to take this from about the 8 to up to the 20 and down by the 23. So, with less than 20 seconds to go, Winston looking and firing for Elijah Moore, and this might be the final play of the game. It will be, and so that will do it. The Cincinnati Bengals are on to the AFC Championship game, where they will be playing host to a different AFC North team, the Baltimore Ravens. Great work by the Cincinnati Bengals. Unfortunate for the Cleveland Browns, but they couldn't quite come through with the win. But congratulations to Cincinnati on the spectacular work you did there that you did here today. And that's going to do it for us here in Cincinnati. A reminder to you once more that we have one more divisional round matchup game coming tomorrow between Kirk Cousins' Falcons and Brock Purdy's 49ers. We will be exciting to see how the final game of the divisional round will go. And a reminder to come back here next Sunday for the AFC Championship game, followed shortly by the NFC Championship game. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody!